All right, guys. I thought I would go off and simply, it's Tuesday night. I figure, I thought I thought a itty bitty little short video, okay? And out of all honesty, I figured, I know it seems like there was a little bit of lull. I just got done watching Mean Mr. Mayo's stream, and to top that off, um, I saw Brother Brian's stream. I listened to that. Chris, the blues vinyl guy. I was listening to him. I've been all over the place since I got out of work. I hope you guys had a better day than I did at my work joint. Maybe you had the day off. That's a blessing in disguise. Mine was pretty much of a crappy day, but not when I'm here talking to you guys because I love being here. I do, seriously. So I try not to keep this too long, maybe about an hour if that's all right with you, maybe slightly more. So basically, I got some music news, and I wanted to end up doing that a little bit, some interesting little things, maybe just throw some shit out there, for everybody to think about. But the first thing is, let me show you what shirt I'm wearing today. I'm wearing Ringo. Yes, this was from the 2019 tour. Yeah, that's the only time I got to see a member of the Beatles was Ringo's 2019 tour, because every time that I tried to go and see Macca, those tickets were bullshit expensive, even the way in the back. And the closest, of course, if I remember correctly, was BOK Center in Tulsa. All right. Maybe Little Rock did a show once, but I'm not kidding. The tickets are ridiculous. I did not expect front row. Let's face it. I probably couldn't even afford the first 20 rows for Macca, but I wanted to see him at least once. But sounds like that's not going to happen anytime soon. But on this tour here, I thought I'd let you know about two things anyway. Okay. Number one, I was in the fifth row center. All right. I did pay a little bit for these tickets, but not too ridiculous. Um, so I went off, and a lot of people were doing the peace signs, of course, but I was the only one in my little area that was doing this. I was just doing that every so often, okay, just to see if I could get his attention. And I'd say about halfway into the show, after a number, he did this and pointed right at me. And I'm like, that was nice. That was my Ringo-ish moment, okay? The second thing is that when I go to concerts, okay, when I go to concerts, I go off and I go there way early, okay? Sometimes up to 2 hours early. Why? I'm an autograph chow hound. I go off and I try to get autographs from the band members, whoever I'm seeing. Okay, it is what it is. Most of the venues that I used to, go in Illinois, I had no problems. I knew the layouts. Okay, so I could figure it out. 9 times out of 10, I'd walk away with at least one signature, and I was happy with that. And I always thanked people, and I was polite. I always was polite, because if you're being a jackass, you're not going to get anywhere. What do they say? You attract flies better with honey. It holds true. It holds true. So even though, of course, Ringo wasn't going to sing anybody, and over at the tour store, by the way, I'm normally a black T-shirt guy. Okay, the black T-shirts that they had on that tour, I hated every one of the designs. I think there's only been one other concert that I went to the merch table, and I hated all the damn T-shirt designs. And I'm just like, and that's sad, because I usually like to walk away. Tour shirt is the top priority. A program is the secondary priority. Okay, so I could buy something, to say that I was there, and B, as a memory for me. So what I did end up getting out of this, though, is because I was sort of so close to the stage. When the concerts are usually over with, I used to mill around when the roadies were coming out, tearing things down. So the guitar player on the 2019 tour for Ringo, and of course a couple others since, I thought the lineup he had was really nice. Okay, I really wish I could have seen Ringo in some of the late '80s and early '90s incarnations, but this one was nice. Okay, the besides Ringo, honestly, Greg Raleigh and Steve Lukather, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. They were on fire, those two, the whole night. I'm like, they were just so kick ass together, and I'm like, holy crap, And so the thing is, Steve, when he used the picks, he didn't throw them out. He dropped some. He just drops them and grabs for another one. And so I'm like, I'm milling around, and there's only me and one other person. And I asked the roadie, and I tried to get one for my buddy too, who was working security, but somebody showed up in the middle of it and kind of was being a dick. And that kind of, I'm lucky I got the one pick I got. Okay, it was about this size. I'm going to do a pick episode someday of all the stuff I've got. But on one side, of course, it says, Steve Lukather, but it says Toto. You flip it over and it says Ringo. So I thought that was kind of neat. So there's my Ringo tour story for you on that bit. I have one teensy weensy live clip, mystery clip. It's the first song. I recorded the first song. So, all right. Let's shift talk for a minute here. Let's talk about, the Grammys. Yeah, I think I brought this up. It was either in Mean Mr. Mayo's stream or it was in Macamania's stream. I'm not sure which. Okay, but I remember mentioning that the last time that I saw a Grammy show, all right, as it was happening, that was the year that Tupac was at the mic and Kiss showed up. So that'd be 95, 96. Yeah, that was the last one I saw, to my recollection anyway. I used to watch them all through the 70s, the 80s, and then, like I said, for some reason by the late 90s, I just lost touch with it. I really just didn't care about it too much anymore. And of course, the music was changing, which is typical. So what, other than the travesty called Cardi B, seriously, at least we get the Ringo spot for the Grammys, no matter how brief it was, and that was nice. But I do remember that most Grammy ceremonies every year, they would have a very brief in memoriam videos, right? Like a montage of whoever passed away in music. Who the hell did they forget? I think you know where I'm going on this. Who did they forget, ladies and gentlemen? Seriously? Seriously, you're telling me that this band, that if I remember correctly, has 2 albums that are certified diamond, that's 10 million copies or more. You're telling me that the damn Grammys could not have at least a 15-second clip honoring Eddie? Seriously? That's one of the reasons why I don't watch the Grammys. All right, let's shift gears a second. This part I got combination of sources. YouTube, one of the music magazine websites. I'm sorry, I don't know which one. And from YouTuber Almost Human, who's got an excellent channel, by the way. Go like and sub him. He tells it like it is. But I knew a little bit about this, but I didn't know this other part I'm going to tell you about. So if you like Black Sabbath, if you like Black Sabbath, now I know I'm showing the wrong cover here because this is really going to be about heaven and hell news. And maybe some of you guys, your Dio era fans, are going to know about this. But this week on YouTube, there was a leaked 1979 rehearsal demo called Slapback. It's It's about 4 minutes long. All right. Tony's not real happy that this damn thing came out. How I found it though, and I checked before I came live, and that video's still up there. So if you want to hear this, it's on. It was on Jeff Nichols' channel. Now I know Jeff's dead, okay, but I'm led to believe that it was his son that runs the page. All right. So it was a demo in 1979, and some say that it's Ronnie Dio on bass. Geezer says it's him playing bass. I don't know. It gets pretty confusing, I'll confess. Point of the matter is, it actually is a really neat little tune. It's kind of boogie woogie-ish at times. I'd say I hear a little bit of elements of Rainbow mixed with Sab and some other stuff. I think, out of all honesty, it would have been real well. It would have done really well on that album, I think, anyway. Because I remember there's one song on that Heaven and Hell album that I wasn't a big fan of, and I'm sorry, I can't remember. It was one of the lesser ones, and I think if they would have gone off and replaced it with Slapback, I think it would have been a little bit more of a stronger album. That's just what I'm saying. But then again, you're talking, they already had Neon Nights, Children of the Sea, Die Young. I mean, come on. There's a whole bunch of good shit on that album. That's a fact. So here's the thing. This is Sabbath Volume 4, of course, which is your Ozzy era stuff. I thought I'd show you this really quick because the next little bit of news that we're going to talk about is that Tony Iommi wants to see if possibly, just possibly, maybe they could do one more Sabbath album, original lineup. Is it possible? Is it possible indeed? Now, Bill Ward, of course, was not on 13. All right. 13, in my opinion, could have been obviously a better record. 13 wasn't complete shit, but it wasn't real good either. It was, I liked a couple songs, but most of it was meh to me, in my opinion. All right. And of course, just like opinions and assholes, everyone's got one, right? Right. So, so the thing is that Tony went off and brought up that he would like to do an album with the original four. The way that seems like the music industry's going, okay, and Bill Ward went off and he goes, I can't do live anymore. He goes, but I would love to do a full album. Do an EP. Okay, a lot of bands are starting to do EPs anyway. Go take 5, 6 strong ass tracks and release that. Okay, that can be your coda. That can be the end of the bookcase, the other bookcase end sonically. Okay, I think it could be done as long as there was no red tape politics bullshit. I do think that they have at least a few good songs left in them, and of course the thing is, the last time that they were in the studio that got released, 1998, Psycho Man and oh, for the life of me, I'm tired, guys. There was another track, and it was both put out on, if I remember correctly, it was called The Last Supper, that live album from '98. That's the last time that you've got studio-wise Sabbath. And, you know, even though there's a leak on YouTube of Scary Things Live, I'm led to believe that they actually did do a studio version of Scary Things. So you got that in the can. Go clean that up. You got one right there, and then make 4 to 5 more songs. I think Sabbath could do a strong EP, and I think everybody could be proud of it. All right. It's not like really anybody's doing anything right now due to the COVID nonsense. A lot of people, are home. They could, you guys know how albums are made now. So the other thing that Tony brought up, which I thought was quite interesting, is that, yes, he commented that he does happen to have a bunch of unreleased tapes and such. Now, I was reading a quick blurb, and forgive me because I don't really know the source, that speaking of that Heaven and Hell album, supposedly there's another demo outtake out there called Lord, She's Handsome. Now, I don't know, if that ended up being worked into something else, but so, hey, we might have some more unreleased DO. Who knows? That'd be nice. I don't understand why they didn't go off on the deluxe editions and could have stuck some of that stuff on there on top of the live the live stuff for the editions. So Tony went off and mentioned that he's got tapes of members of Zeppelin that jammed with the band in the mid-'70s. He's got those tapes, supposedly. Eddie Van Halen supposedly jammed with the 1995 version of Sabbath, and he's got the tapes of that too. Okay, I'd love to hear some of this stuff. We all need to hear some of this stuff, or at least call what might be, in somebody's opinion, the best versions of the stuff. Okay, it's just, in 2021 here, it's nice to hear new music from the bands that we love and cherish and care about that still matter. Okie dokie. But let's face it, all right, we already know that there's a shit ton of unreleased stuff for some bands. And, I'll just briefly go back to this for 2 seconds. I know I've been promising about the Van Halen. It's probably going to be a 3-parter because I got a lot to talk about. And in that 3-part video, we're going to discuss some of the unreleased stuff and what was gleaned from some interviews from archivals and band members and things like that. So I think that it could be real juicy. In Cliff Note version, they're saying, at least for the Van Halen catalog, you might have anywhere from 4 CDs to possibly about 7, 4 to 7 CDs of studio type and alternate takes. Excuse me a second, because I'm always powered by coffee each and every time. Now, here's another thing, though, for you Van Halen fans, and this kind of makes me wonder. All right. So when Van Halen put out Diver Down in '82, okay, and originally Van Halen wasn't going to put Diver Down out. That whole concept was not even there. Hey, by the way, anybody bored? I put the link. Have some fun with it. I'd love to have whoever would want to visit for a bit. So the thing is that with the Diver Down bit, they went off and originally were only going to put out Pretty Woman as a single. Okie dokie. That was going to be it. There was going to be a stopgap. David Lee Roth admitted this. Eddie Van Halen admitted this, all right? But the label bitched. They were like, well, you can't do that. Make a whole album. Well, you know what? They didn't have to quite do that. They were sitting on some really decent quality live tapes, okay? There wasn't as you know, obviously, until 2015 with the Live at the Tokyo Dome, and that was with Wolfgang instead of Mike Anthony. That was your only Roth Van Halen live album. Why the record company didn't bother to put out, I've heard excellent bits of shows anywhere from 78 to 81. You're telling me that they couldn't have put out a live album at that time frame, which would have been a real nice bit, would have given the band a break. Maybe everybody wouldn't have been on each other's nerves, and maybe, just maybe, I know this is all hearsay shit, okay, but this is something to think about, that just maybe that lineup would have lasted a little longer if they could have had that breathing space. But they didn't, and you know what happened, and that's just it is what it is, right? It is what it is. That's the slogan of 2021. It is what it is. All right, so I've got a pile of vinyl. Yeah, you want to see some more stuff? I'm going to throw some different things up here. This was all stuff. I did not look at it in advance. I just pulled it out of I got closets. I've got bookshelves. I've got under the record player. I got all kinds of things. All right, but I can tell you what's on top. So, from 1969, Buddy Holly's Giant. Now, this was the last album of archived material that was overdubbed, and you wouldn't see, thankfully enough. I'm like here and there with this kind of stuff. I think personally they should have left it alone, but I guess obviously to see if they could sell stuff. I mean, you had the Fireballs, you had the String-Alongs, you had other people backing on these tapes over the years, starting in, of course, 1960, and I kept going with it this way. But this would be the last one. I was really, really surprised to see this in such beautiful shape. I found this at a Goodwill for $1, okay? And I'm telling you, it does sound really, really nice for what it is. All right, another band that does not get enough justice, in my opinion. Boogie with Canned Heat. That's right. Let's work together. But, I mean, seriously, okay? You have excellent, excellent musicians in here, okay? In my opinion, anyway, the minute that Blind Owl Wilson passed away, that was your first step, you know, towards the band going here. Hey, Paul. Hi, Tim Allen. Hey, Paul, one look at that cover, and I just knew it had to be overdubbed stuff. I know, right? So cheesy, so cheesy. The thing is that I would like to find MCA did Justice in the early 80s, and they stripped all that shit back, and it shows a beautiful sepia tone. I think it's a sepia tone picture of Buddy Holly. I want to say it's From the Original Tapes is the name of it. I would love to catch that. So, like I said, Canned Heat, I love those first few albums, okay. There's only, everybody's dying off here. The only ones that are really alive, I know Fido De La Pera is still alive, and I think there's one other original member, and then if I remember correctly, I think Harvey Mandel's still alive, but I don't know. I like Harvey Mandel's guitar work, damn it. I've got it somewhere. Will you forgive me for a second? I want to show you what I picked up for $1 from Harvey. He's very underrated. Very, very underrated. Hang on, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere, kids. Because I didn't get a chance to show this in the last one. I found another one I'm going to show you too. So I ended up picking this up for $1.50 at an antique mall. And I've never come across this Harvey Mandel. This is from 1968 on Phillips. Nice shape too. Cristo Redentor. All right. Cristo Redentor. I just love how he sounds. See, yeah, Tim, I've never come across one of those. I really wish I could. This one here, I only showed briefly in the Macamania stream last week, but I'm going to show you guys now. This album I picked up. This is going on 2 weeks ago at a Goodwill that's local to me. The funny part about finding this damn thing was that I found it wedged between a bunch of children and gospel records, okay? That's why, ladies and gentlemen, you search the whole box. You search everything because you just don't know what you're going to find. From 1972, an original In the Shrink on Columbia, Jeremy Spencer and the Children. And if you don't know what this is about, that's okay, because I'm going to tell you a brief little thing about this. It's just a strange, I have not played this yet. I have not played this yet. But I think, honestly, people overlooked this and they were like, You know, they're like, ah, it's just a kitty and a goblin. No. Jeremy Spencer, for the people that know in the know, you'll know. But if not, he was an original member of Fleetwood Mac. That's right, an original member of Fleetwood Mac. Yeah, wow, indeed. Slider 1995. I would like to find his first solo album too. Technically, this is the only Spencer I've got. I do have a Peter Green from the 70s, but I cannot remember what the hell it's called. So the thing with this, though, is the whole Jeremy Spencer and the children bit. The children is short for basically the children of God. That was the cult that he ended up in. And they're basically the reason why, I mean, there was probably other reasons why he left Fleetwood Mac in 1971. And the other guitar player at the time was Danny Kerwin. But when Spencer pretty much said, you know what, I'm only going to do the next gig or two because he discovered the Children of God cult, okay? And he wanted to go off with them. And I guess he was with them for at least the rest of the 70s, from what I'm led to believe. But that's why Peter Green briefly came back to Mac to finish the gigs, and then that was pretty much it, at least until the mid 70s when he made another appearance. So this I'm really, really curious about. This has all the lyrics on it on the back, and it does not say, truthfully, you only have first names for everybody else that plays on this here. So I have no clue. I have no clue if there's anybody worthwhile on this thing, but I know that Netflix had a Children of God documentary. I do not recall Jeremy being brought up in that. I know Jeremy's gone. He's long gone, but he cut one last solo album. And I know Mick Fleetwood and John McVie did guest on it. I'm looking for it. It never came out on vinyl, to my knowledge. It was only a CD. I'm sorry. Don't ask me what the title is because I just don't remember. I want to say it was in the mid to late 90s, maybe early O's at the most. And I was really surprised. I'm like, Jeremy Spencer, shit. I said, I haven't heard that name in forever. So to find this thing, nice and clean for $1. Very, very nice. So, little musty though. Little musty. Thank God the shrink's on there. All right. What do I got next? Oh boy. How about on ABC Records? One of the few albums I have from this blues giant. To Know You Is to Love You. Yes, to know you is to love you. And so I noticed on here really quick that Stevie Wonder makes an appearance on keyboards on this album. I think that's really neat. There was several times that I had a chance to catch BB. This is in really nice shape too, by the way. And unfortunately, always something got in the damn way. Towards the end, though, I'm not going to lie to you. He came to Walton Arts, which is in Fayetteville, Arkansas. All the tickets were $100. Now, this was like, I don't know, I've been down here since 07. So late O's, and I'm like, I don't have $100. I just don't. And I heard also he started getting crabby a little bit to people anyway. So I don't know if I would have gotten a signature or not. Hello, Sam. Howdy to you too. I just thought I would shoot the shit for a little while, and because it's Tuesday night, and I was bored, and I wanted to be with you guys. That's what I wanted to do for a little while. Because all the other streams, well, not all the other streams. I know Brother Brian's still going, and Chris the Blues guy, Blues Vinyl guy, is still going. Okay, and I visited them too today. So how about Heavy Cream? Oh yes, Heavy Cream, nice double album on Polydor. Yeah, let's see if I can pull one. I'm not going to go completely out on this, but That's what it looks like. Okay, on Polydor, like I said. I have always dug Cream. I was so glad that they did get back together in '05 at the Royal Albert Hall and the New York gigs. True story, though. True story. I was denied meeting Ginger Baker. And this story goes back to the '80s when he resurrected Ginger Baker's Air Force. He came out to a I don't want to say a small club, but we're going to say it wasn't medium. It was, you could probably wedge in a couple hundred, maybe. And I just pretty much got denied because I was a young whippersnapper, and of course I wasn't of drinking age, and I just tried to go. That was the same club that I was denied seeing the 1982 version of Badfinger, and I love Badfinger, guys, and it really pisses me off because it was the Tom Evans, Mike Gibbons, Bob Jackson version, because I think Joey got all pissed and left. He started his own, if I remember correctly, on that. Tony Kaye was on that tour too. So see, I could have seen a bunch of people get Yes albums and Badfinger albums. Actually, here's one of my. This is one of those Deep Purple albums that doesn't really get enough love. Burn gets love. I like Burn, but Stormbringer is pretty nice too, I think. Okay, and of course, this is going to be your last one with Studio with Blackmore, if I remember correctly, because he goes and Tommy Bolin comes on in, and I mean, let's face it, the musicianship on here, you still got. I mean, okay, yes, we're all used to the original Deep Purple, but I mean, you got David Coverdale and Glenn Hughes, and they weren't spring chickens, and they could keep up and be funky and do all the other shit like the rest of them. Okay, that's all there is to it. Now, I actually have this, and if I can find it someday, I will show you. If I remember correctly, this came out in quad, and I actually have a quad copy of Stormbringer. Did you hear about the new Nez comp? Sam, if we're talking about different drum, the Lost RCA recordings 1970 to 74. What I'm led to believe on that, Sam, is it's 22 tracks, some of it alternate takes. They were originally digital bonus tracks for all the RCA catalog that Des had. And yes, I did hear about it. Here comes the commercial. If you go to Mike Nesmith's website, Video Ranch, and you jump on the pre-order like I did, you can get it for $30, and he will sign it to you. So guess what? Yes, I pulled the trigger, and I will have a signed Nez CD of different drum. So if you guys are a Monkees fan or a Mike Nesmith fan, I behoove you to go and pre-order. It's coming out in late April, if I remember correctly, and I will be reviewing that, of course, on my Psycho's Platters channel, of course, when that time comes. But yes, thank you for bringing that up anyway, Sam. The one that I had some people ask me, am I excited about the new 7A Mickey Dolenz Sings Nesmith? You know what? Yeah, because I want to hear Mickey's. I like Mickey's voice. Okay, I always have, and it's not all going to be Monkees tunes. He's going to tackle some of the solo catalog. So I'm looking forward to getting that release from 7A. All right. Next on my little pile, I said pile. So I'm a big Grand Funk fan. Okay, the old Grand Funk. Okay, because this individual isn't in it anymore. But when I found this in the shrink for like 50 cents at a Salvation Army, I couldn't pass this up. It's one of Mark Farner's Christian albums, okay? But see what it says? It says Mark Farner, formerly of Grand Funk Railroad. And that's a nice shot, I think. I think it's an all right album. It's not great, but it's all right. Let's see. You got the pre-order with the signature and sticker. Yes, that's right, Sam. That's what I got too. I would love to see. I kind of kicked myself in the ass for not seeing Grand Funk when they reunited in the mid to late '90s. They did like 2 tours, if I remember correctly, and they came to the Rockford Metro Center, and I remember hearing the commercials for it. I just can't remember why the hell I didn't get out there. The Bosnia live album was the promo tour for it, if I remember correctly, which I don't know why the hell they called it Bosnia, because they didn't record it in Bosnia, but the concerts were supposed to be for the money was supposed to go for the people of Bosnia or something. I don't know. So I brought up in another episode about one of the neat little known Chicagoland bands of the late 60s, early 70s. The Flock, ladies and gentlemen, the Flock Inside Out. This was the reunion album, the comeback album in 1975 on Mercury. Now, of course, the big one to come out of this band was Jerry Goodman, who he'd end up doing solo stuff. He, of course, did work for Mahavishnu Orchestra. He did a lot of stuff. His electric violin work is really, really cool. I would behoove you to check out The Flock doing the Kinks' Tired of Waiting for You. I think you'll dig it. So, next in the pile, I got a couple here from the same band. Molly Hatchet. Yes. I once met my father at a Molly Hatchet concert, but we didn't say nothing for respect for the music. That's a Bob and Tom inside joke from Donnie Baker. You people are like, what the fuck is he? Okay, so Beating the Odds. All right, Jimmy Farrar, not Danny Joe Brown. But look at these damn covers. Look at these impressive Frazetta. This was one of the reasons Frank Frazetta got back on the art scene. Sure, you had your work with Conan, but this band, it was like, they were cool ass covers. That first album with Death Dealer from Frank Frazetta, oh my God. So I love Molly Hatchet. I do. It's from their first album all the way to, I would say probably the next one that I'm going to show you were my favorites out of all of them. This next one here, this is where they sort of start to get a little bit in the poppy direction, okay? A little bit, but not much. Take No Prisoners from '82. This is another one with Jimmy Farrar, okay? But this would be the last one with Jimmy, because Danny Joe Brown would come back for No Guts, No Glory in '83, which was the only Molly Hatchet cover that didn't have a painting. It was the band in Old West outfits, okay? I'm just gonna save you some grief, okay? If you saw Molly Hatchet from 1996 to 2005, you didn't see anybody that was in. You did not see an original member in that lineup. John Galvin, who plays keyboards, he came on in '84. He's still with the band. Bobby Ingram, who bought the name. This will be another episode someday. We're going to talk about bands like Molly Hatchet, Little River Band, people like that. That the people behind the scenes were damn sneaky and grabbed the band names and the trademarks and the copyrights, and when they really shouldn't have done it, but except to be a sleazy snake. Yeah. Molly Hatchet, except for John Galvin, is a tribute band. Bobby Ingram shows up in '87. He is on the '89 album Lightning Strikes Twice, the only album that they did on Capitol Records. All the other ones up to this point were Epic. Sam, I saw the current lineup of Grand Funk Railroad at Busch Garden about 10 years ago. Was it good, Sam? I mean, I know it had Don Brewer and Mel Shocker, and Bruce Kulick from Kiss has been the guitar player for, well, quite a while. I'd be kind of curious to know that part. But Hatchet pretty much after 2010, because Dave Hulbeck was on that last studio album that he was involved in was 2010. And then after that, they were pushing him off the side, and then Dave died. There is no original classic lineup members in the band. Everyone is all dead. The ones that were on the first couple. Even Jimmy Farrar's gone too. Here comes another album here, one of my favorites and iconic. Yeah, iconic. But it also could be a bitch in your record collection. Hang on a second. All right, so I don't know. The Grassroots and the Foremost have no original members either, but I don't think the situation with the Grassroots. You're right. The situation with okay, I know who the Foremost is a little bit. I do not know enough to have a judgment on it. Grassroots, you're correct. It's not shady. What happened was with that one, Rob Grill was the one who has had the trademark for the Grassroots. If I remember correctly, I hope I'm not talking out of turn. He bought from Dennis Provisor the other part to the name. So if I remember correctly, since 1982, that's why Rob Grill died in, I think, 2011, 2012. I'm going off the top of my head here. And so one of the things that he made sure that he got set up was when he died, that the rest of the band would be able to carry on as the Grassroots. Similar story, though, since we're talking about this. Dennis Yost and the Classics 4. When Yost died, he pulled the same thing. So Classics 4 were touring, of course, before the COVID bit, and there is no original members in the Classics 4. They're just, I mean, here's my thing. I'm picky on this shit. It's like, if you don't have any original members, or you don't have somebody that was on one of the albums at least that band's catalog is known for, I think you should have to have in parentheses tribute band or tribute to the sound of. I know that there's a bunch of states in America, in the U.S. here, that were, it was called the Truth in Music Act. Mary Wilson and, oh God, what's his name? Bowser from Sha Na Na. Yeah, I know. They were in on that. But thanks for bringing that up. So this one here can be a bitch in a record collection, especially if you don't protect, the next album right, because you'll end up with zipper marks. Yeah, this is the only time you're going to see me unzip a zipper, kids. On a man's pair of jeans. Is it wrong? Well, forget it. I'm not going to do it. This thing might just go rip, but no, that's but. I love this damn album. I'm telling you, I love the Stones. I do. I've always loved the Stones. It was very good, especially since Brewer sang so many. That's right. A lot of people thought Mark sang like we're an American band or some of the other ones, but no, no. It was Don. Walk Like a Man. No, I don't have it. I just have a stupid back of my throat condition. It drives me nuts. I love all that stuff. So, Stones. This is in my opinion, okay, so you got your Jones era Stones, okay, and that was mostly kick ass. But the funny part about it is, and in my opinion, you got a golden streak from Beggar's Banquet, okay, so Beggar's Banquet, Let It Bleed, Even the live Get Your Yayas Out's good. Sticky Fingers, Exile on Main Street. Those were golden. Those were golden, untouchable albums. They were kick ass in that time period, and then they started to slightly slide with Goat's Head Soup. Let's see. Foreigner is also a joke these days. Mick Jones is hit or miss with his health. They played a sold-out show near me, and Mick wasn't there. You see, that's what I'm talking about. Is that shit's got to stop? Okay. Now, last year, and I wish they would have done. Well, no, not last year. 2019. I'm sorry. 2019. Foreigner was doing gigs, where some of the original members came out. That was different. You had some of the guys that played on these damn records. Now, I got to see Foreigner, but I didn't get to see him in the classic heyday, okay? I saw him in 2005. I would have loved to have seen him with Lou Gramm. What a hell of a voice. What a hell of a voice for back then, right? But he's retired. He officially kind of admitted that. So we're probably not going to catch that on that part too. But in 2005, Mick was there that night, and so was Jason Bonham. That was kick-ass, having Jason on drums. Everybody was on all cylinders that night. I thoroughly enjoyed the concert. I ended up getting a signed Foreigner CD with Mick's autograph, and I got a gently used drum head signed by Jason Bonham. I'll have to show it to you guys sometime. And he uses his father's logo, okay? And I just think that's totally awesome. But you're right, Foreigner, another damn band that needs to quit, I think, anyway. All right, Elliot, just cleaned a Sticky Fingers album today from a collection a friend gave. Really? Wow. So that's really nice that the friend gave you a collection. That is really, really awesome on that. I hope you do a video of that collection. That would be very awesome. I would love to see that. I think all of us in the BC would love to see that, Elliot. It's been a while since I came across a collection. Now, I don't want to say too much. There is somebody that I am supposed to, maybe after I get my taxes and if I get a small refund at least, I kind of talked to a friend of mine who has some records. I got to see some of it. There was some early to mid 60s 45s. I'm a big Beach Boys fan. Maybe not as big as Mason. Although I do have a picture sleeve I'm going to show Mason, and he probably will go, yeah, but that's not today. But there was a lot of early Beach Boys 45s with singles. No Beatles. It was really, really weird. There was no Beatles in the collection, no Monkees, no nothing like that. But like I found a bunch of Beach Boys, Lovin' Spoonful, Paul Revere and the Raiders, that kind of stuff. And half of them had picture sleeves. So I'm hoping to strike a nice yet fair deal. But good job, Elliot. Seriously. I would love, I think all of us would love to see this. So this one here, I haven't played this, but I've had it. I would like to get his Apple record, but I have David Peel, have a marijuana. Have a marijuana, ladies and gentlemen, on electric, excuse me. See, I've already been smoking. I'm going electric here. Have a marijuana. And who knows, some of you people may already be having a marijuana while you're watching this video, as he's like, don't judge me. No, I'm not judging. I just want you to share a little. Yeah, okay, let's see. Hang on a minute. Some are in great condition, some are trash. They go all the way back to when we were in our early teens. So most of them are in rough shape. We treated them rough. Well, yeah, I don't blame you at all, Elliot, because we just cared about the music. We wanted to spin this stuff. We didn't think about damn collection or nothing. We didn't. Man, one of these days, if I can collate them all up, one of the coolest finds that I got. But this was a story going back to about, geez, almost 25 years ago, I want to say, okay? I worked with a lady, and the lady went off and she's like, I heard you like vinyl. Yes, ma'am. I always like this person. So I'm like, yes, ma'am. And she goes, I got 2 boxes in my closet and they've been sitting there for 50 years. And I'm going, so I was a little, I'm like, I go, how much do you want for them? I don't even look. How much you want? Nothing. Just please take them off my hands. I'm cleaning the closet. So I found a nice Introducing the Beatles on VJ original because she told me the stories. She bought every one of those albums in that box when they first came out. Seriously. So I have a genuine one on that. I have Bob Dylan albums, 1 or 2 at the shrink with price stickers. Just some very cool stuff. I was just like, damn. But you know what? That's fine though, Elliot. Like I said, it's going to bring you memories, this collection. It just brings you back memories to when you were a teenager. And that is what I love about music so damn much. Okay, this next one here, I've always liked this guy. I don't care what anybody says. He was murdered. Murdered, I tell you. And I heard there's an interesting documentary on this. Oh, hang on. What are your thoughts on Mike Love's Beach Boys? Okay, well, Sam, I'll tell you something. I only got to see them once in 2000. All right. Walworth County Fair, Elkhorn, Wisconsin, $7 because they oversold it. So I landed on the grass, stage left. Seriously, I was about 10, 15 feet from the amps. So I had a nice view. They played everything I expected them to play and then some. It was Mike Love, Bruce Johnston, John Cowsill, if I remember correctly, was drumming for them in 2000. Excuse me. So why am I telling you this really quick? I know, I'm sorry, guys. I'm going all over the place here. So flash forward to about 2009, 2010, roughly. Okay. I'm over in Branson, Missouri. I'm visiting my oldest son. He used to work in the hotel motel business over there. All right. Yes, one of the touristy traps, so to speak. They had a nice theater, though, across the street from where he worked called the RFD Theater, as in RFD TV channel. Okay. By the way, the RFD TV theater is up for sale. I guess shortly before COVID, or maybe right around when it started, they put it up for sale, which is sad because they had a lot of people come through there, mostly country, but you had other people too. They had the TV cameras at one point and everything. It was really nice. So the Cowsills were playing, okay, and so it was 3 of the original members. And I read in the newspaper that day that the Beach Boys were going to come and play the next night at the Empire County Fair, which is the name of the county that Springfield, Missouri's in. And I said to my son, I said, wouldn't it be damn funny? Because I couldn't stay the next night, but I said, wouldn't it be funny if John Cowsill showed up? Oh, yeah, Beans. Okay, I agree with you. I do agree with you. Okay, it's just um, better than nothing at that time. Okay, so the thing is that um, so they have an intermission. Cowsills have an intermission, and they just get done singing "Rainy Day Park" and other things. All right, the "I Love the Flower Girl" song. So they have the intermission, and who the hell do I see? Oh boy. And they show up just before that intermission, and they are 2 rows behind me. It's empty up behind me. And I'm looking, I'm like, son of a bitch, he looks familiar. And I told my son, I'm like, I'm going, and I figured it out. And I said, that's Bruce Johnston from the Beach Boys. I said, that's got to be that's got to be John Cowsill next to him. They showed up halfway through the Cowsills show. They end up talking to the band at intermission. I'm assuming this was planned, obviously. But they end up, when they come back from intermission, they re-sing Rainy Day Park because now you got 4 Cowsills on there, okay? And then Bruce Johnston was on stage, and they went through a surfing medley, which I thought was kind of neat in its own sake. If it was only Mike and Brian, then it could be the Beach Boys. Well, I mean, in essence, you're kind of right there. You're pretty right. I mean, okay, what? Well, and Al. Let's not forget Al Jardine too. I know David Marks was only in the 18 months, but he played on some decent records there. I'm trying to remember. It was the first Capitol single all the way to Little Deuce Coupe. David Marks is on, and if I remember correctly, he ended up back in the band because Carl Wilson was dying of cancer, and he knew it, and he was going on his last tour. And if I remember correctly, he pretty much was giving David his blessing for jumping into the band. So I'm like, I thought that was kind of strange. Oh, and Blondie Chaplin. Yes. Greg, you love the Cowsills. Yeah. I do too. I've got a handful. I got the first album autographed by all 4 of them because John Cowsill stuck around. And I caught Brian Johnston before he left, and I got him to sign. I got a picture with him, and then I got a poster signed because Cowsills was doing that. But yes, Blondie Chaplin. I like Blondie Chaplin. Sail On Sailor. That's like my favorite 70s Beach Boys tune after Surf's Up. Okay. Let's see. I can't believe I went off on this tangent, so you'll have to forgive me. I like look, okay. Shit. I'm sorry, guys. Hang on a second. Maybe I need more of this. I don't know. Beach Boys moment. Okay. Beach Boys were on Fridays, 1980. All right. So I got to see that 1980 lineup. If I remember correctly, they played Good Vibrations, and they played Keeping the Summer Alive, which I love that damn song, and I still do. And it's got it has let's see, it has Joe Walsh does the slide guitar on that, and Carl Wilson co-writes with Randy Bachman. That's a strange little mix, right? But it's true. And Randy Bachman used that song, and it was a different version in a band called, I hope I'm getting this right, it's either Union or Iron Horse, because he had a bunch of different bands after Guess Who and BTO. So let's see. Cool. That is correct. Thank you, Greg. Continental Drifters. That's right. Susan. Oh, I got to tell. Okay. Oh boy. I tried hitting up Susan Cowsill at the gig because I was staying across the street, and I'm like, I probably sounded like a creeper, but I wasn't. I don't think I was trying to be. I'm like, hey, I said, at first, I think I firstly said, did you want to come over? You could bring whoever you want with, because that's why I didn't want her to think I was a creeper, because I had a bunch of hard liquor, and I'm like, you want to come over for a drink or two, or do you want to go? Because there was an IHOP on the corner. Okay. So I said, let's all go to IHOP. I think I almost was even thinking about buying for all the Cowsills because I could have afforded it at that time. So yeah, I tried hitting up on Susan Cowsill. Well, what do you expect? I love the Flower Girl. I think everything the Beach Boys did from 65 to 77 was amazing, except 15 Big Ones. You know what, Beans? I think you're probably right, because I remember buying 15 Big Ones, I think brand new. And the only thing I liked on it was rock and roll music. I didn't like any of the rest. And I'm like, And I'm just like, what cheesy to use. Now, I do happen to have, and like I said, I'll be showing this shit as we're going along. I have a German import. I tripped on it. Even came with the promo sheet inside of it. A German import of the Light album. That one, the LA Light album, I think it's called. Which I was like, wow, what the heck? And I found it here at a flea market in town for $2 unplayed. How about them apples? Well, I'm glad that I don't mind humiliating myself once in a while on here because it's the damn truth. If I'm going to say shit, it's going to be true. That's all. And that's not the first female musician I tried hitting up on. The story's too long about the bassist from Cowboy Mouth. Oh, she was a hot redhead. Oh God, she was a hot redhead. Oh man. Just getting more coffee, guys. Don't leave me. I got insecure issues. Don't leave me. Anywho, so Cowsill's doc paints a disturbing picture. Yeah, I heard the dad was nuts. I did hear that. You're right, and of course, Cowsills were originally supposed to have the TV show, which of course the Partridge Family took. And in that concert that I went to, by the way, they rolled out a video really, really quick. And I'm sorry, I can't remember if it was Shirley Jones or Danny Bonaducci. And they brought up about the Cowsills, you see, so that the Cowsills were the model for the Partridge Family. And I think I'd rather listen to the Cowsills more than the Partridge Family any day. Although, yeah, let me amuse you with a little brief story. See, I'm going all over the place. My ADHD is going everywhere. So when I was on air Chicago Saturday morning DJ for the Hangover crowd, I would fuck with my radio audience. Okay, I would, because I'm like, I know most of you people are hungover. I don't care. We're going to have some fun. So I remember one time that I ended up going from Black Sabbath's Fairies Wear Boots, and I went right into Partridge Family's Can You Love, Love, Listen to My Heartbeat. And I had people call and go, am I hearing the right step? Yes, sir. But you just played Black Set. You're right, sir. Here's another radio moment I did. I went from Nirvana's Rape Me. Yeah, I played it and went right into Sunshiny Day from the Brady Bunch. How about that? How about that for Yeah, that's why I was the Psyko DJ and still am. Just in my head though. Mary Huff from Scott's Best Wigs vocal. Mary Huff. I think you got me on that. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna have to look it up. Oh boy. Okay, fine. God, I'm going everywhere. You're gonna have to forgive me. So MTV generation, yeah. Keep crying, Greg, because you're probably keep laugh crying, because I think we're gonna go more. So MTV generation taught me a couple things. Okay, I ended up having the hots for two women. Joan Jett. Oh God. Did anybody ever see that video for Do You Wanna Touch Me There? Where? Anyway, she's wearing that leopard skin. And I'm going, I wanted to love rock and roll Joan. And then Pat Benatar. Pat Benatar used to look real damn good in the late 70s, early 80s. And I was just like, and yeah, okay, fine. I didn't know that she was married to Neil Giraldo until, like, I know they got married in 82, 83 or something like that. An excellent guitar player too, by the way. I don't think he gets enough credit. Beans, it's not a great stretch from Sabbath to Partridge Family. Can't you hear my heart beat rocks? Yes, and you're correct. And the thing is, that was actually the only Partridge Family I ever played on my radio show. I played a shit ton of Monkeys. I did back then because I could get away with that. I also played bootlegs. Yeah, I'd end up finding some bootlegs. I what I would do is like, okay, so I remember coming across, I think it was a Beatles at Budokan. So I played a couple tracks of that, and Beatles at the BBC before the BBC stuff even came out, I think. And I went off, and I'm like, this is from this is from the upcoming Anthology 4, which of course nobody even called me out on it, and I'm going, got away with that shit. So so let's see here, hang on a minute. Oh, I'm so Southern Culture's on the skids. Okay. I like I said, I don't have enough of the Mary is hot in a retro tall redhead way. Oh boy. Sing some great. So I'm gonna have to check out Southern Culture on the skids. How about Nashville Pussy? I know about Nashville Pussy. Both were hot ladies for sure. That is correct, sir. I still would do Joan. Pat, not so much. I did see Pat Benatar though. Finally, man. Okay, I used to win a lot of concert tickets. I haven't won a concert. Oh, shit. 2019 was the last time I won tickets. Of course, before the nonsense started. Well, when I went, it was in an outdoor at the Amp in Fayetteville, Arkansas. They had a local singer, they had a regional singer. I heard neither of these two before. I think the local singer might have tried out for American Idol and didn't get very far. Okay, the regional singer, I have no clue what she was. The weather starts getting really, really bad between the regional singer and Pat Benatar coming on. Okay, we're talking about swirling dark clouds, and the rain is coming down in buckets. I said, oh shit. I said, we might be stuck. And there's cables, and they were shaking. I was waiting. I'm not kidding here. I was waiting for that damn tent, and this tent was huge. And I was waiting. I was waiting to start hearing ping, ping, ping like in a Hollywood movie. Thank God it didn't happen. But what I did take a look at, and I saw from the stage, the guy on the stage goes like this, and I go, show's done. And they go, how do you know? I go, because that's the cut signal. They said they're not coming out. They're done for the night. And, we had to wait it out. Well, the funny part about it is, and this is the truth, if they would have waited 20 more minutes, they could have had the concert. The clouds were in the other direction, and it was good for the rest of the night. Seriously, even the rain was gone. But yep, Pat and Neil in that limo within 2 minutes. I'm serious. I saw them leave. I'm like, son of a bitch. So it took them a year to get them back. And this time they didn't have it outdoors. They had it at the Walton Arts. And I thought the tickets would have been evened up. No, we got the last nosebleed row. I guess it's better than not being in it at all. True. And they put on a good show. And I honestly think I bumped into Neil Giraldo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Believe it or not, as I was exiting from the bathroom over there, because the merch table was near, and I knew what Neil looked like. I'm like, oh shit. But I heard Neil is not exactly a friendly type. That is what I heard about that. My sister saw Pat in Ohio in 81. Well, Greg, your sister is awesome, and she saw her at a really, really good time. House of Bamboo by Southern Culture. You know what? Where is my hang on a minute. Because see, I keep one of these now in case, because of you guys. So Southern Culture on skids, House of Bamboo. So yeah, I'll have to dig that. Poison Ivy from the Cramps. She was another one I had a thing for. I'm telling you. I know she's gone too now. Yes, Beans. Elliot has great. I think we all have great taste in the damn VC, guys. Yeah, she is. I think. So I'm gonna have to check that out. I like the Cramps. I don't know a lot, but I always thought Poison Ivy's figure was striking. You know who I really didn't care for, but okay, I liked her singing. Debbie Harry. I don't know. I mean, I was a Blondie fan. I was, but for some reason she didn't strike me. You know, I saw what damn it. Didn't I've got I have that 1968 original Wind in the Willows album. I'll have to show that sometime. And yeah, it's an original on the Rainbow Capital. And I was like, I found it for $1. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, okay. But I mean, like, okay, I like I like the classic Blondie. Okay, from the first album to okay, maybe not the Hunter. I really didn't care for that last album. I think that was a misstep. I remember MTV was pushing out Island of Lost Souls, and I really wasn't grabbing it. Of course, I liked Rapture. That, in a way, was musically groundbreaking. Of course, with Fab Five Freddy. Yeah, like I said, I'm not knocking Debbie Harry. I like Debbie Harry's vocals. She just, as an image, didn't strike. Like, you know how some people, will turn you on. She just was not one of those. That's all. But yeah, I like classic Blondie. But I tried getting into the last couple albums that they've done, and I don't know. It's like some of the magic's gone. Maybe I'm imagining things. Hang on, I'll tell you another one that I can't believe I'm going on this tangent. Harry's looks were, that's true. Harry's looks were unique, Elliot. You're right. I remember seeing some of the 70s photos. I think there was one, if I remember correctly, with her and Andy Warhol. Jesus, where was Andy Warhol not at in the 70s? He was like everywhere. Oh, look who I've got. High Pale. I see the next one. Hang on. I mean, Paul. Trish, I'll tell you, Trish is a dear. She really, really is. DJ Trish is one of the first people that I ever subbed to in the VC. It's true. Okay. So here's one for you. Fleetwood Mac. Stevie Nicks didn't do a damn thing for me. Okay. I liked her singing. And I also like South Park's bit about, yes, Stevie Nicks, but is it wrong that late 70s, early 80s, maybe mid 80s, I had a thing for Christine. I don't know. Christine McVie looked good to me. She still kind of looks good to me. Is it wrong that I say this? Hey, by the way, I know I'm going all over the place here. Go get that Lindsey Buckingham, Christine McVie album on Atlantic Records. It's basically a Fleetwood Mac album without Stevie. Seriously, it is a damn good album. It's on vinyl and CD on Atlantic Records. There's my commercial. I like Blondie's first 3 albums. After that, you lost. So see, I think I stuck around a little longer than that, but not much. Oh my God, Elliot, you are not lying. Ann and Nancy. Oh God, those 70s videos, the early 80s videos. Before, I mean, okay, I like the Capitol album stuff, but any day I would rather listen to the Mushroom Portrait. Columbia stuff, that era. Okay, I'm not knocking the Capitol stuff. It's just, to me, it's different. I'm trying to think. I think the last album I bought was Bad Animals, and I remember grabbing a CD of Desire Walks Home, which, if I remember correctly, John Paul Jones from Zeppelin did some orchestration on that album, if I remember correctly. I'm so glad that I'm giving all of you entertainment like this. Remember, kids, you ain't going to see shit like this on PBS. Oh, here's the thing. I'm sorry. I'm going to bring this up. As of what's been going on the last couple weeks in the VC, I was tail witness to something. I will not bring up what broadcast I was on. I was a guest. I kept my mouth shut because I did not know the circumstance. I wasn't there, and I have respect to keep my mouth shut on certain things. But at the end of all of it, after they kicked out the person, I simply said, as the needle hits the grooves, so is the days of the VC. I'm trademarking that shit because that's about what this is. I like McVie over Nicks. Yes. Okay, here's a guilty pleasure. And courtesy of a Facebook meme. When Little Lies comes on the radio station, and sometimes they play it at Walmart, I'll go, sell me fries, sell me hot salty fries. Sell me fries, sell me fries. As I'll see all my viewers drop. Let's see. Yep, Heart, another great group. That's right, Greg. I like the Peter Green version best of Mac. You know, the Peter Green version, if you want to hear Blues Mac, you're damn right. I turned on my friend Donna Jo Cat Lady. I don't know if she's watching right now. Maybe, maybe not. And I played for her, Oh Well. Okay. And I played Green Man Alicia with the two-prong crown. And then I played her Judas Priest's version of that. I got her hooked on all that stuff. And I'm like, Peter Green and the boys did their homework when it came to blues music. And I remember reading different interviews where even the bluesmen respected them for their attempts. I think that's great. Buckingham McVie album is the best album. Fleetwood Mac, you know what? I think you're right, Beans. I really, really am. Because Say You Will, which came out in 2003, now supposedly Christine McVie is on 2 tracks on that album, okay? But she's faint. You could barely hear her. And I am led to believe that those 2 tracks were originally were demos for a Lindsey Buckingham solo album that he was working on at the time. I don't know if these were Gift of Screws outtakes or what, but that's how Christine lands on that album. But now that I heard that Lindsey and Mick Fleetwood have made peace, new Mac EP in 2021, I cannot. Shit, I know I'm going to sound really bad when I say this, so forgive me, but I'm being honest. I think, truthfully, that it was a big misstep when they kicked Lindsey out and put in Tim Finn from Crowded House and Mike Campbell from Petty. Now, I'm not knocking the musicians. I like Crowded House and I like Mike Campbell's guitar work in Petty and the Heartbreakers. I do, okay? And I'm led to believe Tim Finn was Mick Fleetwood's choice and Mike Campbell was Stevie Nicks' choice, okay? But I remember seeing a TV appearance, and I cannot remember for what daytime. It sounded like shit. And I know, yes, it's a TV production studio. Sometimes the sound isn't going to be quite right. I give them that. But I'm just saying, I really just want to see the classic lineup back in the band. Trish, I like Debbie Harry's one solo album with the sword going through her face. I had Military Rap on it. Oh, you mean Cuckoo? Cuckoo, here's a little interesting thing I did not know about. Cuckoo was drawn, that cover was Geiger. He was the same dude that did the cover to Brain Salad Surgery for ELP. I'm trying to think. What the hell was the hit on Cuckoo? I don't remember. I just don't know. Slider, you're right. I like Bob Welch. Bob Welch was really underrated. Yes, like I said, I do agree that the Peter Green era was best. But like I said, though, you're talking just simply about different phases of a very iconic band in all the phases. If you didn't have, if you were to take one of those phases out, you would have a big chunk missing. I think Bob Welch and his guitar work. I'll tell you the first Bob Welch track that I heard. No, it wasn't Sentimental Lady, okay? Even though I know Mac did it on Bear Trees, if I remember correct. Hypnotized. Hypnotized was the first thing I heard. And there used to be a really cool Chicago FM station. And that's where the hell I heard it. And just the beginning, if you know that song, you're like, and I'm going, what the hell am I listening to? And it just sounded like I was on some kind of a cosmic trip. The way that guitar underlying and the harmonies, and I'm like, who the hell is this? I even called the DJ. I said, what am I listening to? Back when there was DJs at the station. And he goes, Hypnotized, Fleetwood Mac. I'm like, you're shitting me. He goes, nope, Bob Welch, gotta go, click. So I'm like, so I searched up for that damn album, and I still have it. Yep, what is it? Bear Trees, Future Games, Penguin, the one with Hypnotized on it, and Heroes Are Hard to Find. That's a creepy album cover, though. I don't like that. You know what? I know this. I'm sounding really ignorant. I only just recently heard about Paris. Okay, and I did go check him out on YouTube. I think it is definitely. You're right. It's a almost a 180 departure from what he was at. But I think I'm going to have to search for those now, honestly. You know what? I love Janis too. Even the Big Brother stuff. My favorite from that was Down on Me. For some reason, I always liked that wail that she did on Down on Me. I liked Cosmic Blues. I liked Pearl. I'm telling you, another fucking wasted death. With Hendrix being dead 2 weeks before. Okay, and so supposedly, and I'm not sure how true this is, I remember reading in an interview somewhere that one of the last people to see Janis alive that night was Bobby Womack. Supposedly, Bobby Womack and her were thinking about doing a band of some sort, which I think would have been kind of interesting. But for some reason, I've always had a weird vibe about Bobby Womack. Ever since he married the wife of, I don't know what to think about Bobby Womack. But supposedly, was he the one that got a hold of the drugs? That was another conjecture. I mean, he's dead too, so you can't really ask him. But, I mean, just another wasted talent. I mean, Lord knows how she would have been in the 70s, Love Hypnotized, yes. Oh, God. There's a band for you, Beans. 13th Floor Elevators. Now, I know about you don't miss me. Or you're going to miss me, excuse me. But that's not the one that I first heard. I tripped. And once again, this was on a radio station. I don't remember who played it. Slip Inside This House. And Slip Inside This House drove me nuts after I heard it because there was a sound that I couldn't get. I am a very weird person. That's obvious, but ever since I was a little kid, if I'm hearing a song on a radio or a record and I'm bored, I will deconstruct the song. Like, oh, this has got this instrument, this instrument, this instrument, this instrument. I don't know how to play music. I wish I could, okay? But I can tear things apart in like layers, okay? I don't know if I'm making sense. So when I get to slip inside this house from 13th floor, I've never saw them before. I remember seeing the iconic cover of the pyramid with the eye. Okay, that's the only thing I saw at the time. So I'm hearing this weird sound in the back, but it's cool. It's mesmerizing. It's hypnotizing. And then I tripped on a TV appearance of You're Gonna Miss Me. It was a black and white clip from a Texas television station, still maybe on YouTube. And I saw that the dude, and I didn't know that they had a jug player. He had a pencil mic. They said they dropped a pencil mic for Slip Inside, and he's going, and I'm going. As soon as I heard that, it blew my mind. I'm like, son of a bitch, I didn't know you could have that kind of a sound. And so I wish I had some original 13th Floor. I do have a couple Roki solo albums with one or two of them have at least half of Creedence backing him up, which I thought was interesting. Yep, I love Hypnotized too. That's right. Greg says Bean's true. Mystery to me. Yes, that's right. Thank you, Slider. I'm just I got off work on a very long day, but the plus here is that I can sleep in tomorrow. I don't give a shit. Thursday, on the other hand, I'll be going to my local record store. I got some stuff I want to sell and trade, so I may have some good shit coming for the weekend broadcast. They were friends back in Texas, and Roki taught her how to wet. Oh, well, see, Dad explains it right there. Oh, here's another one. Hi, boys and girls. Hi, President Lesh. How are you? And I trust that you're doing good. So you know what? Let me do something here for a second. If you guys are bored, I'm not going to be on maybe more than 30 minutes more. But how about that? I'll leave you a link. So Roki. I would love to find some 13th Floor stuff. I really kicked myself in the ass. Hang on, you'll see why I'm laughing. Hang on a minute. How do I become an official chicken thrower? Hold on a second. Wait 1 second. I hope I can get to this. Oh, God. Oh, where the hell is it? Are you kidding me? Shit. That's going to have to wait for another day, I think. Hang on. Don't run away, guys. Don't leave me. Shit. Hey, President Lesh, I feel real stupid. What's your first name? I think you said it to me once. I'm trying to get everybody's name here, but I have to write them down because I know that I want to know everybody's names. I was going to show you the rubber chicken, the signed rubber chicken from the Svengoolie appearance that I met him at. Well, buy one of the damn T-shirts. You should have got it in February. They had them 14% off. Maybe they'll do an Easter sale. That'd be nice. I know the T-shirt's a little bit pricey, but that one that I wore, my mom bought me that for a Christmas gift, along with. Hang on a second. Along with. This Svengoolie mug. Yes, I did not expect her to get me a Svengoolie mug. And of course it says, I better warm up here. I'm freezing here. That's right. No personal checks. Thanks, Steve. There we go. Good. No personal checks. I am a big coffee mug person. Eventually, when I get a lot more bigger on this channel, I would not. I actually have somebody right now. I have somebody right now that is constructing a Psycho's Platters logo for me. Because you know what, damn it, I would like to print up a couple t-shirts and some coffee mugs and see if any of you guys would want to buy any. I think it'd be fun. Ooh, Shadow of the Cat. And you know what? I didn't think I was going to get to watch that Saturday, but it turns out that they didn't change my schedule yet. So I will be seeing Shadow of the Cat. I am a big sucker for that kind of stuff. All right, so let's see. Elliot mentioned earlier, there's a good doc on the Texas folk scene, including Janice. Did not know that. You know, there is so much stuff. There is so much stuff on YouTube and Netflix and Hulu and all kinds of other stuff. So let's throw this for a second. I brought up about Best of Sam Cooke, okay? I think he had such a velvety voice and he could get soulful at times, okay? And this is an original press. I think he was murdered, okay? I think there was a damn setup involving all of this. I really, really do. And they even talk about it in the new documentary, I guess. I know it's not, this is a reissue. I know this isn't original. I think I gave my son an original press. He loves Sam Cooke. That's one of his favorites. That is one of his favorites on crew, you know, the soul stuff. And that's what I said, though. It was like, yeah, me too. He knew Sam Cooke's wife. And shortly after the funeral, Bobby Womack marries her. I'm going, wait a hell minute. I'll show you some goofy. Here's, speaking of Texas stuff. I don't know what to think about this. I haven't played it. And yes, it does have a little bit of a corner. It still has the shrink. And it's from Abnack Records. Abnack Records. Intro to Change, the John Howard Abner involvement. And I know you're sitting, you're going, as you can see, it says DJ. Now, John had Howard Abner involvement. Nice, yeah, near minty at least. John Howard Abner was the son of Abner, who, of course, changed it to Abnack because there was another partner. They cut this album and then they disappear pretty much, okay? And the thing is that I am led to believe that John got in trouble with the law. So I heard. Maybe mob type stuff? Don't know. Needless to say, when I found this for $1 at the flea market here in town, and I saw it said Abnack, I'm going, oh shit, because I like John and Robin. I like Five Americans. I love all that stuff. So real goofy, real goofy on that. I would sport a, you know what? We'll see. We'll see, Beans. I've got two different people looking into this because I suck ass at drawing. You want, no, I'll save it for another episode. There's only one thing I can draw, and once you see it, you will all go, oh, good God. Good God, y'all. Hookers will create chaos. Just ask Mike Brady. Sam did get in a hooker situation. And I am led to believe, truthfully, that there was some blackmailing involved. How convenient, though, that Sam had a butcher shop. Was that really 100% sirloin that Alice got? You see, okay, so here you go. They're making burgers at the Brady Bunch, right? They're making burgers. Tiger goes to eat his little bit and discovers there's a pinky ring. Next on the Brady Bunch. Oh no. Oh no. That was the best laugh of the fucking day for me. Thank you. The the award for making Psycho laugh the loudest goes to you. That's who. Jenny B-sides. Jenny B-sides? Is that it? Jenny B-sides, Trish? I have to write this down too. Yeah, hang on a minute, Elliot. I see your comment. Yeah, he did. He did get it. That's how it, but they're saying that the hooker situation, that one, there was some bullshit ahead of time. I have not had a chance to see the documentary, okay? But from what I'm led to believe, the hooker's MO was always the same. She'd make the John, get in the shower. I can't believe we're talking about this in a vinyl thing, but you ain't gonna see this shit on PBS, ladies and gentlemen. So then she would steal the money, the wallet, the car keys, whatever. But there was a little more nefarious to this, supposedly, and especially the hotel manager, the overnight manager, supposedly. There's a lot of weird shit. I think it's B-sides records. Okay. All right. Thank you. You realize that's how oh, here we go, Beans and everybody. You realize that's why Cousin Oliver only lasted 5 episodes. Nobody could stand him. Oh, poor Robbie Wrist. I know Robbie's never watching, but I heard that he likes to look at you. I'm just kidding, Robbie, or am I? If Robbie Wrist, oh. I think I know what the incest part of that is, Beans, obviously, but I have okay. Look, so I read Greg's book, Barry Williams. I met Barry Williams. He's the only Brady Bunch. No, that's not true. I met Christopher Knight too. He was an ass. Peter Brady was an ass. At that time he was doing that VH1 reality show bullshit. You know how MTV was doing the reality. Well, then VH1 started getting in that shit. I can't remember what that show was called because in the next booth over, this is 2010 in Chicago at the Wizard World. His wife was there, dressed in the costume that Carrie Fisher was in Return to the Jedi at the Jabba scene. She was in that costume. I want to go to bed, but Greg is in bed with Carol. Looks like I'm sleeping with Peter and Bobby. Oh. Oh. I love you guys. This is what I live for every day now. I come home from being a shitty job and then I come here and this is where I can release all my stress. I believe you, Steve, because I heard he was a big Dead fan. Seriously. I have a Dead related story, but I'm going to save it for another episode, considering that this is a secondhand story, but it's interesting nevertheless. So maybe another time. In 94, shit. Okay, I can't think right. Was 94 or 90? Because I know Jerry died in 95. It was the Soldier Field gig. It was literally the last show. My buddy had a spare damn ticket and the band opened up, okay? And I heard Jerry sucked that day, I guess, on guitar, and he was out of it. Shit, I still wish I could have gone. I do love the Dead music. I do. Now, I'm sorry. I never got into really any of the offshoots. I do know Old in the Way. I know Jerry Garcia solo stuff. I do have some Bob Weir. I'll probably do a Dead show eventually. I got some stuff. That's pretty much it. Tossed his pants to her pimp. Yeah, okay. Cook threw a fit. Night clerk shot him. Clerk might have been in on him. I think so too. Yes, Elliot. That's what I think. It's like, what bullshit, what bull. And of course, should Sam have been there? No, because he was married and had kids. But it is what it is. Boo, bravo, huh? Greg is an ungrateful bug. That's right. That's right, damn it. He wanted the older woman. He didn't want Marcia. Marcia. Jerry knew Bobby was in the crowd, so he teased oh, that's even funnier yet. That's even funnier yet. That's great. I'll tell you something. The Dead, if I want to get in a total relaxing mood, it's pretty much one of three things that really get me. The Dead. I have this wonderful Trojan Records comp from the late 60s, early 70s of early reggae. I really dig it. I'm not much of a reggae fan, but I like this comp. And it does have early Peter Tosh, and I think it may even have some Marley too. I just like the feel of it. It's almost like I got sand between my toes when I'm listening to this and I have a drink in my hand. And then as of the last year plus, Nectar. I like Nectar, and that can be relaxing stuff too. Tab in the Ocean. Oh God, if you've never heard Nectar, start at the beginning and then go. You will love it. Anthem of the Sun is my favorite Dead album. I don't have that, Beans. I got American Beauty. I have, maybe I'll have to find it some. I have the Rhino Start Your Ear Off, the limited edition picture disc of the first album with Cream Puff War and all the other stuff. I've got that. I haven't played it, but I don't have the first album. I wish I did. I don't have Animoxia. I hope that's how I'm pronouncing it right. I got Mars Hotel, American Beauty, Terrapin. I know you people are going to go and roll your eyes when I tell you what one of my favorite Grateful Dead albums is. See, yeah, even Steve thinks it's a great album. If you ain't thinking with your brain, you get it. No kidding. That's why I was married 3 times. That's why I was married 3 times. I'll admit, guys, I was a cheater in all my marriages, but the first 2 marriages, I didn't give a shit. The third marriage, I made peace with my wife. Okay, I didn't do it anymore. And we were on good terms when she died suddenly. I know you didn't expect to hear that on this broadcast. Nectar is great. You're right. It's their second album. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Isn't the first one Splinter in the Mind's Eye? I'm sorry. My bad. Reckoning and Europe 72. I haven't heard Reckoning. I do dig Europe 72. If I remember correctly, isn't that Pigpen's last record and then Donna and Keith get chimed in? Terrapin Station is my favorite Dead album, Trish. Like I said, I really dig that one. But like I said, I know that you're going to roll your eyes maybe. But one of the first Dead albums that I tripped on, almost brand new, was Shakedown Street. Shakedown Street, the song itself, I fucking love that song. It's like it just goes in and out, in and out. And I know Lowell George produced the whole damn thing. I like that fucking album. I think that's about, and I'm not a big disco fan, but that's what I call the disco dead, because that's about as close as you're gonna get, because it's just got that, it's got that beat. I love that damn song. I love Good Lovin'. I like all the other stuff on there. I do actually have a member of the Dead's autograph, which I will eventually mention that story as well. You Are Thrice Divorced. You know what? So you had 3 tours of duty, Beans. That's what I call them, tours of duty. I wish Jess was still alive. I think we would have been okay, but it is what it is. That's what I have to keep thinking about it. But God, there's somebody I really give a shit about in my life, but it's such a slippery slope, and I'm not a youngster anymore, and I don't know. We'll see, right? It is what it is. Let's see here. I'm divorced as well. My ex-wife said, "What's more important, our marriage or family?" That's funny. I like fish. One of Jessica's favorite songs was "Down the Number Line." I hope I'm getting that right. I actually like that one too. She'd sing that because there was a radio station that would play it once in a while here, and it's I just like the way it loops, and it just does its thing, and I'm like, oh shit, you know. And a lot of people I think try to compare the fish to the dead, but I'm like, okay, fine. On the base of it, sure, but I think Fish is its own little land. The first song that I ever heard of Fish, "Down with Disease," that is one of my favorite songs. I just love the way that whole fucking thing goes, I love that song. I just do. That was my first Fish song I heard. I remember people dissed to Dead with shit. Well, that's everything. The one I'll tell you, the Dead album that I don't really care for some reason is "Go to Heaven." I like "Alabama Getaway," and I think there's like one other song I like off there. I just didn't like "Go to Heaven," and then of course they didn't do another one for 7 years, and by then the Dead fan culture went weird. You started getting the yuppies and bullshit. I actually remember I bought "Touch of Grey" because I like the song. I'll sing it when it comes on the radio because I love it. Um, but I like "Hell in a Bucket," and then the one that doesn't really get a lot of love is the one after that, "Backwards Down the Number Line." That's right. Thank you, Steve. 292 times. Damn. I you know with a band like that, or the Dead, or what's another one of that's coming to my mind? Uh Widespread Panic, or Government Mule, or Almonds, or Little Feat, or anything like that. I could see people going to hundreds and hundreds of shows. Okay. If you've got the time to do it, just damn do it. Wife ran off with my best friend and I miss him. Oh. I, oh. Yeah, thanks, Beans. I kind of agree with that. But I'm trying to think here. Built to Last in '89. Built to Last. I liked Foolish Heart. I also liked, oh my God, Brent sang it. Brent sang it. That was like, that was the second or third time I missed the Dead. They were doing a tour for that because it was like 2 or 3 weeks later, Brent died. And I know somebody that had just a teensy beensy inside information about Vince Welnick and his suicide, but I don't want to bring that up right now. Maybe when we do a Dead thing, I'll talk some things. I'm not going to talk out of school. Obviously shit like this is secondhand info, okay? But the person was talking to the wife as he was doing it. I'm like, oh shit, no. My first Fish show, Halloween '94. They covered the White Album. Oh shit, that'd be interesting. And 292 shows later, I'm still doing it. If concerts happen this year, my 300th show. I hope so for you and everyone out there. I hope so. I honestly hope you get to see that. I am so jonesing for concerts. They down here in Northwest Arkansas, a little south of here, Fort Smith. They are attempting to do and I still see it's on the boards. I check every week just in case. There's a little small theater. So how about this for a musical spectrum? This is all in the same week. They're going to go off and have Ronnie Millsap show up. And then a few days later, Tech Nine. How about that for the spectrum? I want to hear both of them together. No. I don't want to hear that. I'm having daydreams about night things in the middle of the afternoon. And then it goes into rap. No, I don't want to hear that. Built to Last was a good album to end on. Yeah. What was it? They kept trying to get Jerry back in. I want to say 93, 94, if I remember right. And Rhino put out that album, I think it was late last year, early this year, the live stuff, because they never made it to the studio, but these were songs that were meant for the next album that never happened. And I would like to get that just to listen, and see if maybe it would have been nice. Yes, thank you. I Will Take You Home. God, what a sad song. And then, like I said, then Brent goes. But this was like 2 to 3 weeks before Brent died. That they came to, it was either Alpine Valley, Wisconsin, or Tinley Park, Illinois. I'm not sure which, because those would have been the ones. Would have been. Joke, been married since 88. Blow Away? Oh, Blow Away on the tab. Oh, Built to Last. Okay. Maybe they both were on. I don't have the album. I've come across a couple original vinyl. Everybody wants a shit ton of money for that. I'm like, no, I'll pass till I can find a better price. I went to 3 or 4 dead shows, 82, 83, Norfolk, Virginia, and Charlotte, North Carolina. That would have been a nice time to go, right around then. Actually, to tell you the truth, Elliot, that was the first time that I was supposed to actually go see the Dead, was around 82, 83 at Rosemont Horizon over in Rosemont, Illinois. I can't remember why the fuck I didn't get to go to that either. I was pissed. Just a Little Light was his too, I believe. I gotta play that damn album either on YouTube or like, yeah, Phil Lesh turned 81. 81. I bet. I know what you're talking about for further, but like I said, I'm going to feel very ignorant. I mean, after Jerry died, and of course they did the Dead and Company and all the other offshoots, and then what was it? John Mayer was involved. That was kind of a strange thing, I thought. John Mayer being in on that, and some people said that it's actually half decent and fine. I just got so much shit that I have not had a chance to listen to. It's just too much. I even have, courtesy of a wonderful, beautiful friend. Oh my God. We'll talk about her for a second, and then we're going to close the episode of this broadcast. So we're almost hitting 2 hours here, guys. Hang on. Dead and Company you've seen a few times, and it was a different world in that Deadhead bubble for a few days. Yeah, I bet it was. So Lindy, yeah, Lindy. God, one of the most beautiful souls I ever met in my life. So I was in the middle of my divorce from my second wife, okay? And I met Lindy. Born in Scotland, by the way. Red hair. Beautiful lass, as we would say. I loved probably every inch of that woman. Now everybody's like going, what's Psycho going to talk about porno? No. But just give me a minute here. And so when I worked at the Walmart in Illinois that I worked at, she came into my electronics department because I ran electronics department for 3 years at the store in Illinois. And she asked me, did I have any Bay City Rollers on CD? Now, as soon as she said that, I said, oh, Roller Mania, huh? I go, what do you mean? Saturday night, I only want to be with you, rock and roll love letter. And she just looked and her eyes went saucer. She says, you are the first one in a very long time that knew who the hell I was talking about. So I remember, next thing I know, she's trying to set me up with her friend. That didn't go too well, but we had a nice time that Saturday night. It was Lindy and her, I don't know what the hell, live in, we'll say, and me and her friend, and we were watching, oh God, almost the Cameron Crowe movie. I'm getting tired, guys. The Cameron Crowe movie about the Sweetwater, the tour bus, everything. So we were watching that, and I got, we were all digging it, and then for some reason she starts playing Allman Brothers on the turntable and such, and then it was Dead. It was Grateful Dead, and I'm like, oh wow, I tripped on a trippy girl, and I liked it because she still has a beautiful soul. She really, really does, even though I do miss her. Because she's still up there. I'm down here. But Almost Famous. Thank you, Elliot and Steve. You both came up with that at the same time. Thank you. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really wrong. I got up very early this morning, so I'm almost running on fumes. So yes, we saw Almost Famous, and really enjoyed the movie. Beans, you're right. I think you were right in this case because that friend could have given two shits. The funny part about it is, Lindy and I had the best time. The male friend could give two shits. Well, I found out sort of why later. And I never saw the other one again. But Lindy and I kept being friends. And so she got me turned on to some more Dead. And I remember her record player got on the Fritz. Oh, okay. Okay. I had a sneaky feeling on that, Elliot. I wasn't sure. So her record player went on the Fritz. And I actually had, and I gave this to her because I had two turntables. I had a Moran's and I had a Fisher still in the box. And one day I went over there and she knew I was coming, and I brought the Moran's and I got it all hooked up. I'm not usually that very good, but this one for once I was able to figure out. And I also said to her I had a gift for her. That week I found for 50 cents in a resale shop a mint condition copy of her favorite musical, Brigadoon, because of course Scottish, you see. I mean, this was original yellow MGM, never been played. And I said, let's listen to this. And I put it on there, fixed it all up. We had wine, we sat there, and one thing led to another. And we were like that on and off for about a year or two. I miss those times. But she's the one that got me turned on more to the Dead and the Almonds and stuff like that. So there you go. You weren't expecting that story, were you? As you're like, these 8 people here going, Jesus Christ, what is this? This guy can't keep up. So you know what? I really enjoyed this. God, I enjoyed this. I just never know when I'm going to do this. It gets at random at times. But I love you guys for being here. I'm going to get going in a minute. Thank you, Elliot, Beans, Steve. I'm looking up here all the way as I'm going along. Trish, yes. Wow, I think it was mostly core of you guys, and that's great. That is really, real great. Sam, too. Greg, yeah, Beans. Yep, I love it. So, out of all honesty, I thank you guys for being here and putting up with me for literally 2 hours. Go spin some more stuff. Go have, in the words of AC/DC, have a drink on me. Go smoke some herb or peaches and herb. Solid as a. No, fuck that. Anywho, so all of you guys take care of yourselves. God bless. Rock on. And we'll do this again real soon. And yes, thank you. Oh God, and wait a minute, and the plot moistens. Yes, yeah, it did actually, but we're not going to talk about that now because we're at the end of the show. Good night, everybody. Da 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 da. As Sven would go off and say, bring Kerwin. I wish I had Kerwin, just not those jokes. All right, I love you guys. Take care. Have a great night, and we'll talk again soon.